Hello and welcome back to Cemetery Mary. On the last episode, we went to a funeral with Reginald where things started to feel weird. And because of that, we read a book. And it wasn't the book we usually get. And things got weird. Then we went to a funeral where things got even weirder. And we threw up some kind of black sludge. So, not the best so far. But we'll see if things get better. As Reginald seems to be on the way. I don't trust him, honestly. But we'll see. Don't be afraid to ask for anything on the way either. You really are starting to look sick. I didn't know what he meant by that. But I didn't really have the energy to ask about it. Can he even see? If he's not in the same room as us, which I'm only guessing because I don't exactly remember how it ended. I think this is a phone call. How does he know what we look like at this current state? The world around me felt like it was spinning. I hoped I wouldn't throw up again in Reginald's car. And I really hoped I wouldn't need to go back to the hospital or anything like that. I probably should have paid more attention to the drive to Reginald's apartment. I think we're in the car then, but the state I was in is really very hard to. Nothing really looked quite as it should. Everything we passed just seemed to meld together in shapes. My head was killing me. I don't remember how long we even drove for. I just remember Reginald parking his car and helping me out to the other side. That is not looking good. He let me lean on his shoulder as he brought me through the front door. The elevator is broken, so we're going to have to take the stairs. Oh boy, I hope that's alright. That's fine. It won't be that long, okay? Just a little further. Reginald brought me to the stairs and helped me up one by one. Somehow, it felt like the most difficult task in the world. Like I couldn't even focus on moving my own 2 feet. I didn't understand anything that was happening. I really just need to lie down. I mean, is he not strong enough to carry us? As we ascended the stairs, I heard someone else coming down from the upper floor. I didn't think much of it until they stopped us on one of the landings. Reginald? There you are. I'm sorry, you'll need to get out of the way. Please do really quick. Can't you see I'm busy right now? Come on. You can't tell me you don't notice it too. And when I tried to talk to Miss Sherwood about it, she doesn't seem answer me. Have you heard anything from her? I knew she was mad. I was late on the rent, but Elme? I'm just saying if this sounds like a what the landlord is dead kind of situation. I told you I'm busy. Kindly move out the way. Now. That's not very kindly, is it? I felt a shove past the poor lady. I'll meet you later, Emily. Oh, Elma, sorry. I don't know why, but when I want to say the name, my mind is seemingly switching L and M. I felt bad for her, but I also felt as though I could barely walk anymore. I really, really hoped I wouldn't throw up again. And then at some point, we were no longer on the staircase. I heard Reginald take out his keys and unlock his door. Oh, I see what's going around the corners here. Well, here we are. I know it's not much, but I hope it'll do. But you're unwell. I shouldn't ramble. Here, why don't you lie down on the couch? Watch some TV. I'll start some tea, and maybe it'll make you feel better. I think the tea will. I don't think TV will help. I think it might make the situation a little bit worse, just a little bit. So, okay. Thank you. I almost collapsed on this couch the second I was close to it. I don't know what was wrong with me. I just needed to relax. Well, considering what you threw up was not actual... Well, it wasn't the regular stuff. I don't think anyone knows what's wrong with you. I tried to listen to what he told me. To watch TV. Maybe if I could just distract myself like that. I reached over his coffee table and turned on the TV. We look so terrible. We should not be watching TV. I fumbled for the channel buttons, trying to put on something calm. I guess that could help. Maybe a cooking show or a house show or something like that. No. Then I stumbled upon a channel I hadn't seen before. A static channel. The screen went all static. Yeah, it's always static. At first, I thought the TV just lost connection. But even when I fiddled with the remote, nothing changed. When I hit the power button, it didn't turn off. Even though it was static, I could hear something. But I felt too dizzy. It was hard to listen. There were words. It was almost like I could tell. It was talking to me, like it was trying to tell me something. But even trying my hardest, I couldn't focus on it. As if I was in some sort of bizarre dream. It was all hazy, swirling around and around in my head. I just needed to lie. Good morning, sleepyhead. Well, evening, rather. Reginald, what happened? You fell asleep. What else? You must have been feeling awfully sick. Are you feeling any better? Oh, yes, actually. I think so. I was feeling a little better. My head still hurt, but I wasn't anywhere near as dizzy as I was before. I'm glad your nap helped you then. Unfortunately, I had to dump your tea. It got a bit too cold. How many days have we been staying here? But I have no problem making you another cup if you'd like. Well, that's alright. Hey, wait. The TV. Did you hear it earlier? Yeah, what? The TV. It was making a bunch of strange noises. How do you mean? The TV was off when I came over to sit with you. Considering we don't know what's going on, for all we know this is a cult thing, we have no reason to trust Reginald on this, so for all we know, he's lying. I don't feel safe, like we should trust him. So, I must have just been dreaming then. Sorry for falling asleep on your couch. I didn't mean to. I mean, we were ill. You can't really blame us if we're ill, right? Anyway. Why are you apologizing? You're feeling sick. It's quite alright. See, at least, right? Whether or not I doubt him, like I don't trust him, at least, makes sense. He's being kind about it. I'm sure you would let me do the same if our situations were reversed. Wait, you said good evening earlier. What time is it? What day is it? I checked the time. Oh goodness, it was getting so late. Was I really asleep for that long? I stood up from Reginald's couch and told him I really ought to go. Get going. I thanked him once again and for helping me so much. Of course, hopefully we can see each other soon. Maybe at the time when you aren't feeling so sick. I made my way quickly and carefully down the stairs, hoping to catch them on the next bus. I noticed the closer I got to the bottom, the more I started to smell. It was less than pleasant. I guess that was the neighbour lady. I guess that neighbour lady wanted to ask Reginald about. Reginald got pretty mad at her, didn't he? Well, I mean, you could paint it as he was concerned for us and she was getting in the way. I tried not to let it affect my opinion on him too much. After all, it sounded like he was just really worried about me. Yeah. If I looked as sick as I felt, then, well, I'd be worried too. But she didn't seem to be worried. Why? Luckily, I caught the bus in time. Got on safe, walked home safe, made it home safe. And then, followed my usual routine. After all, We need to talk to Kroven. I'd like to go to bed quickly tonight, if that's alright. That's alright. You're never under any obligation to contact me every night. I know, but I feel like I have to. Do you? I do. Why is that? Because if I don't, I'm scared you'll stop responding. I'm scared I'll... Sure, why not? Is that so? If you disappear, I think it'd be awful. To never know what happened, I see. Then I'll try not to. Didn't you say you'd like to go to bed quickly? Why don't you get some rest? Good night, Mary. The next days following, I didn't feel so great. I must have caught something that day. But I wasn't aware there was anything going around. Maybe it was just a bad cold. I don't know. I just couldn't help but feel so sick. It wasn't as extreme the first day, but I still felt so horrible. I felt so terribly dizzy. My head was always throbbing. I just tried to nap it off, and I could just stay asleep for so long. Though sometimes, I would just pass out anyways. We need Kroven to watch over us, I think. I wish I knew why I was sick. But I didn't really want to go to a doctor just yet. Hopefully. I waited for a while, and it would just pass on its own. It's how it usually works anyways. So here I'll sit. I just hope I'll have the energy in me to get up later. Because I'm sitting here, and I'm not feeling too hot. I heard familiar footsteps thumping down the stairs, and turned into this room. Psst, Mars. You awake? I look so tiny. Yeah, I'm up. Yeah, just wanted to make sure. I'm going to head out for a little, right? What? Just for a little while, okay? I'll be back before you know it. Gordon, please don't leave. I'm sick. I know, Mary, I know. But it's important, alright? I mean, I'd say out of the 3 companions we have, Kroven's the person we trust the most. He may not always, obviously, have the best temperament, but, you know, that's because he cares for a start. But what if I need something? What if I pass out again? Come on, Mars. You're not that bad. Besides, it's not like I can really do much for you. You know I don't like to be left alone when I'm sick. I know, but like I said, this is important. I trust him. It's more important. Is it more important than me? That's cruel. That's a harsh thing to, yeah. Mars. Do you really need me to stay that badly? I'm gonna trust him. I'll be okay. Are you sure? Oh, yeah, it's okay. You said it's important, right? So you can go. I'm not that bad. Alright, thanks, Mars. Make it up to you later, promise. I trust you. Kroven left out the door shortly after that, and then I was alone, all alone again. I pulled out my phone to give me something to do. The light felt so bright, like it was stinging me. That's blue light. That's usually how it works. Even when I turned it to the lowest brightness, it still hurt. The words and the images all looked almost blurry. Or whatever we are infected by, whether it be alien or demon, maybe it doesn't like the rays of blue light. It was hard to focus on it. I went to my contacts and hit the call button. Don't say we're calling Reginald. I didn't know if you would even answer calling Reginald. Why? But it was worth a shot, right? Hello? Hi, Mary. Are you feeling alright? You still sound quite sick. Yeah, I'm okay. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm still pretty sick, but it's not as bad as before. That's good, then. I hope it's alright to say, but you sound upset. Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little lonely, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just called you out of the blue like this. Well, I guess I'm sorry I just called you out of the blue like this instead of I'm sorry. Pause. I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry if I bothered you or something. Ooh, apologies. Bumped my microphone. Don't say that. Not a bother. Thanks. Sorry I don't know. Guess it's just because I'm so sick. I don't know what to do with myself. My cousin was just here, but he left. So I'm feeling, I don't know. I didn't want to be alone. I'm sorry. Sounds really silly when I say it out loud. Oh, huh? I'm really sorry someone would just up and leave you like that. He didn't just up and leave me like that. He came in and told us. He warned us this is important. He said he's got to do this. Why are you trying to twist us against Groven? Anyway. Oh no, it's not like that. I'm okay. It's really not that big of a deal. Really? I mean, I don't know. I say I don't know a lot, don't I? But I just wanted to talk, I guess. I completely understand. Tell me about whatever you'd like. I don't mind. You're not busy or anything. Nope. I was just reading. What are you reading? Oh, just a silly mystery novel. I'm a little over halfway through. Can you read it out loud, if that's alright? Why? I think that'd be nice, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I'm interrupted you by calling. Besides, you have a nice voice too, you know? I could picture you making audiobooks or something. That's the first time I've heard that. I mean, isn't it usually the good-looking ones that are, you know, the good-looking ones are always the evil ones. Anyway, is this my debut? Maybe. Are you sure you want me to read to you though? Make it spoilers, even if you want to read it. If you ever want to read it yourself, and you don't have the context of any of the events, I think it'll be really nice. It might help me distract me from being sick too. I mean, unless, of course, you don't want anything. Oh, please, I'd love to. Now, where was I? Ah, here we are. But things didn't add up. If he was truly dead at 5, then how could he have been there at 6? Who were they trying to fool? I risked my eyes as Reginald read his book to me. I liked listening to it, even if I didn't remember a lot of it. It was nice. And it lasted a while too. That's gonna drain your but eventually it's gonna drain the battery of the phone. It's gonna if you depending on the plan you've got, it's gonna cost a lot of money. But eventually, Reginald said there was another call coming in, and he told me he had to take it. So I let him go after that. Might as well have happened. It was about dinner time. Coven still wasn't home though. I wasn't sure if I should prepare anything for him. I decided not to. I mean, we don't want to get him sick as well, to be fair. I was sick after all. Didn't want to get him sick too. Yeah, see? Mary and I are on the same wavelength. So, I mustered the strength to make dinner myself. Before I knew it, the sun started to set outside. And so I trudged my way upstairs, getting ready for bed. I hoped I'd be able to sleep the whole night this time. But of course, it couldn't just be that simple. Even in my sick state, I still had to talk to, well, you know. I know you want to message me. Oh, you beat me to the punch. You mentioned you were feeling unwell the other night. So please, give tonight a rest and go to bed. I might actually listen to you for once. Do take care if it gets too serious. Well, please do. We worry about you. Good night, Mary. I mean, that just makes it sound like you are my parents then, because you said we. You know where the parents are, so... It's been a few days. I'm feeling a lot better. So, I'm glad I didn't catch anything too serious. But how sick I felt really got me wondering, especially with that coffin. There was something about it. I had to know more, although it's too late for me to get to now. But I was overcome with the desire to know what had been making me feel strange around it. Even if I couldn't get to that coffin again, there was still a place I could go. The grave. I found myself back at the church. Ooh, interesting. I felt so uneasy walking in. But I didn't feel sick anymore. The atmosphere was no longer heavy. At least, not as heavy as it had been before. It still felt some sense of pressure pushing down on you. But it was nowhere near as bad as it had been. It didn't feel great to walk into a church and immediately feel like something was wrong. I was holding back jokes. Not funny jokes, but just jokes nonetheless. There had been someone I could talk to in here. There had to be someone. Usually nuns or priests, right? I walked through the halls. There were no services today, so there was nobody really. I thought there's always someone inside. There's always someone just to, like, especially people to take care of the place, make sure everything's clean and everything. I wandered around the long halls and the tall walls. Something about walking through the building like this is deafeningly silent. I don't know why that's a tough word for me. Deafeningly. I'm feeling a sense of pressure. Again, but you like to point out the pressure. Well, I just didn't feel quite right. Eventually, though, I made it to a room with someone in it. Priest standing on the far end. Getting closer, I recognized them as the same from the funeral service. Maybe since they could help me then. I lightly coughed as I approached closer to alert them of my presence. They looked up to speak to me. Ah, may I help you? Yes, actually. I just, it's hard to explain, but I don't know, I just need some help. Help is here for you. Sorry, help is here, and then there was a pause. Why? Why was there a pause? What do you need help with? Well, I was here for a funeral service not long ago. And when I was here, I started feeling not that great. Even now, I don't feel like I think I should. And, well, my life, in general, hasn't been taking the best turns lately. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is really stupid. But I guess I'm wondering if someone upstairs is mad at me, if there's, everything happens for a reason. The third option is an interesting question. Because, like, because obviously if I ask the middle one, I'm assuming the answer would be yes, everything happens for a reason. If I ask the first one, I'm assuming the answer is going to be no. If anything, it's guidance instead of actually, someone being back. Well, not just it might not even be guidance. It might just be a test. So I guess the third option. I will save though. Always gotta save. Page 7. Going through all these pages. Yeah. Would you be able to know? Now. Quite alright. Even if you feel confused now, I'm sure the light of your situation will reach you soon. God loves all their children very much. And that includes you. So there's no reason to worry, unless, of course, you've done something wrong. What? No, of course not. I mean, I don't think so. I've done nothing wrong. You sure? Perhaps you should look over your actions. I mean, what have we done that would be considered... I can't think of anything. Sometimes it's easy for us to overlook all all we've done wrong. Are we gonna assume our adventures in the cemetery is wrong? Perhaps this way, God may be treating you in... Yeah, perhaps that is a way God may be treating you in such a way. To remind you, of course, what needs to be done. I see, maybe. There's something I can do better. We can always do better. But do not fret. As I've said, God loves all children, and that includes you. Sometimes love may be tough, but the point will get across in the end. Yes, you're correct. Is there anything more you would like to ask about? I want to ask about... Let's go with angels. Angels? People talk about guardian angels a lot. I have to worry. Are they real? I have to wonder, sorry. Do they help me stray from harmful paths? Does everyone have one? Do I have one? That depends. Do you believe that you do? I want to ask about... heaven, why not? What about heaven? Do people always go to heaven when they die? Not necessarily, but I'm sure you know that. Right, let me phrase it. Does everyone go somewhere when they die? Certainly. Right, I figured as much. That, I mean, that doesn't answer any of the questions that we were aiming for. But that's partially on Mary's fault. Because I would have phrased it as, does everyone who deserves going, well, I don't know if deserves the right word, but does everyone is everyone who's supposed to go, well, oh, that's a tricky thing, because if I said supposed to or deserves to, I wouldn't get the answer I wanted. But obviously it's like, I guess, can people who are meant to go to heaven get lost on the way? Maybe. I think that's how I'd phrase it. Wanted to ask about death? Why not? What happens to people when they die? Like, exactly. If you know that. What is the process like? Soul departs from their body and travels someplace new. Where they end up depends on how they lived. Do they know? Know what? When someone dies, do they know that they are dead? Yes. Imagine they would know quite well. I see. Wanted to ask about no more questions. Thank you for your assistance. Of course. Please do not feel scared. You coming here itself proves that to me that you do not wish to be a bad person. I'm sure God has a plan for you. Do not stress about the outcome. It's in their hands now. I see. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, the issue with churches, specifically in fiction, is that could be a cult. We could just going into a cult's church. Because, throwing up black ink or tar or whatever it was, the black substance, screams cult vibes to me. I exited through the church shortly after. I wasn't quite sure of how to feel. Didn't quite feel like I got the answers I was looking for. The pressure, the pressure began to lift off my shoulders once I was out the doors. But I still couldn't just shake the feeling of there being something more than this. Sometimes I was missing. I decided to head to the library. Is this where we're going to find the book this time? Maybe I could check for some books. Not necessarily about religion, but maybe stuff about omens or signs or the dead, like, the one we always have. Because if there really was, I mean, it's the only book that we have. This is the only timeline we haven't gotten that book. So, because this book really, if there really was a sign, I didn't want to miss it. That's also a thing, like, especially in media. It's always by a random chance someone will see something, like, and they'll have an idea and figure things out. So I made my way to the library as briskly as I could, and started taking out book after book to see what would help me with all of this. I was sure I'd be able to at least find something, even though small is better than nothing. Even something small, sorry. Studious. I picked up a few books and sat myself down in the corner and read them. I must say, though, I couldn't really understand most of it. I tried very hard to. But lots of it just didn't make sense to me. Still, though, I didn't want to leave without finding something new, or finding something out. Surely one of these books had to help me. Out of all these, in order of, I guess, my personal interests, to least, luck, omens, curses, then wishes, I guess, because everyone's got luck. Omens are pretty interesting. I don't believe in curses, but curses are probably more common than wishes, because a wish is something I think you have to strive towards. It's a goal you set yourself to achieve, I think, personally. Well, like for example, like this. I I very much doubt it'll happen, but I wish things go well with this channel, I guess. So I'm just gonna. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep uploading and keep trying. Didn't expect it to take this turn in this game, but sure. Actually, with that message though, I think I'll leave it off here. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully I can see you on the next one. With that, goodbye.